Hey folks, it's a long time ago since we actually made a video, but we've been sort of busy, not super busy I guess, but we've had a little puppies and we've been planning on some trips and things like that. So what you see back here now is our truck and dog box and 2 sleds loaded, because we're gonna go on a little overnight adventure. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a dry run for what's coming, hopefully. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
Alright, all the dogs that we're taking with are loaded into our dog box, dog trailer, and we're about to head up about an hour north and do an overnight trip, Mies and I. Let's go.
And Padraig.
And Padraig, he's gonna meet us there on a snowmobile, so that'll be fun.
Always a nice sign. Spring, winter. The return of the long shadows. We haven't driven that far, I don't know exactly. You see Padraig here in the background shoveling out a little fire pit for us. We're gonna have some lunch. We're along the Rhone River, so back here is where the river is running in the summers, and just a little bit further up from here is where I'm actually working with restoring the rivers in the summer. So along this river there are some log cabins that are accessible both during summer and winter. They are open for public use. We're not gonna camp here, we're gonna camp in a teepee later, but we're gonna enjoy the view and some lunch. What's up, Hannah?
Chopping some snackies for the doggies, because they're so good. I shouldn't sit so close. We're chopping. Perfecta. What are you doing, Mies?
I'm making some coffee. We just had lunch. The finest noodles in the finest noodles in town with the finest ölkorv on the finest spot.
Do you want to explain what kind of coffee this is?
Kokkaffe.
What's kokkaffe for non-Swedes?
Yeah, how do you explain kokkaffe? How does it make sense?
It translates to cooking coffee.
Yeah, it's or coarse ground coffee that's dark roasted. Oh, this one is at least. So yeah, I guess cowboy coffee.
Yeah,
I guess
cowboy
that's
coffee.
What it is. For
boiled coffee?
Boiled coffee?
It has many names.
It has many names.
But in Sweden, it's kokkaffe.
And it's holy.
And it's holy.
Sacred.
Sacred, holy, all the things.
Mm.
Now we wait.
That seemed like quite a bit of coffee, my friend.
Yep. It sort of was lumped together and then it's like bloop. Alright, the dogs think the lunch break is over. So we're gonna get going and find a place to camp at. The trails are a little bit slower now. It's hard to see, but it's not that much fresh snow on top of the trails, I guess, but there's enough for it to be a bit slower. But it's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. So where we are right now, behind me here, is the part of the river that I've been working on all summer, or last summer. And it is nice to see how much structure there is in the bottom when the ice has sort of taken over and gotten the water into a frozen state instead. So there's so much structure in the river here. There's so many deep spots and pockets that I think this is going to be a good spot for salmon and other fun fish. Especially up here in this bend behind me here. It's wide, it's deep, and the top part of it has a lot of what's it called? Spawning beds, or has a huge spawning bed and then good structure around for the salmon to lay their eggs and make more salmon babies. But yeah, can't complain about the quality of the trail either. Padraig is driving ahead of us a little bit with the snowmobile, but we're enjoying the fresh made trail. So now we're soon up by the spot where I was thinking that we're gonna camp. So we made it to our location for the night. Not the longest run, 27 kilometers, a little bit more, but it's quite beautiful. What do you think, Ken?
Very nice spot.
Yeah, so it's the Storkroken cabin. We're not going to stay in the cabin, we're going to stay in a teepee outside of here, but it's a good spot to also turn around at. And it's just gorgeous by the river here. So who am I to complain? What do you think, Padraig?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. That's... yeah, you don't need to say that much more, I guess. You don't need to say that much more, I guess. Hannah and Padraig are getting the jackets on the dogs, so we have them on the stakeout now. My team's here, Hannah's team has the jackets on. And I've set up the teepee. I have a thermometer on my sled and it's at -10 right now. So it's probably gonna drop quite a bit when it gets, when the sun sets properly and it gets dark. But I got the teepee up. As you can see here, I dug out down to the ground. It serves two purposes really. One is that it makes us have more space in the teepee to take care of cooking and just moving around, so we don't need to crawl in. And warm air rises, cold air drops, so cold air will get sucked into that little pit more than it will stay on ground level with us. So it serves two purposes and it does it quite well as well. They got my lead dogs for this little trip, Humlan and Banjo. We got the dog cooker going, so we melt water. It's in a 10-liter pot. Melt water, or we melt snow to get water for the dogs. And then we're gonna mix up some food for them, let it sit for a little bit before we feed them. But they're very content being here right now. I mean, it's so beautiful, so who wouldn't? We got some water cooking on the stove out here. The doggies have been fed. And we have set up our sleeping quarters here. Very nice. It's about minus 15 outside right now, so it's not too bad. But it will probably get colder. Good morning. It is just after 6 o'clock, I think, and we slept quite well. I got my toes a little bit cold in the middle of the night, and Hannah got a little bit chilly as well, right?
Yes, but I fixed it because I'm amazing.
The doggies did super good, and I'm out here boiling some water for them right now. We're gonna give them some breakfast. We're gonna eat some breakfast. Take it easy this morning before we start to head back to the truck and home. But it was a good night. It dropped down to minus 20 at least during the night when it was clear. But it got warm quite fast again when the clouds came in. So it's minus 10 right now, so it's not too bad outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good little dry round. Found a friend there.
Yeah.
So we've had our breakfast. Dogs had their breakfast. So we are packing up shop now. Getting the jackets off the dogs, putting them in harness, and then we're off. We have 30 kilometers to go back to the car, and then we're gonna go home. What, Banjo? Oh, Homeland. What is it? Do you guys want to run again? Yeah? Yeah? We're soon gonna go. Back up to the truck. It is standing by our friend's place, the outpost. Really neat little lodge here in Moorshill. Alright. Nice. Good job, doggies. Good job, Hannah.
Taking the sleds off. Dogs are back in their kennels. Gonna take these sleds off, unpack them, and also give the doggies a meat snack. Nice big one. And then they'll have their regular evening meal all together. But then I'm gonna cuddle our puppies because I miss them terribly.
We just got home. And as Hannah said, all the dogs are back in the kennels. We got some tidying up to do. This is the boring part of going out camping. All the tidying and cleaning and all of those kind of things. But we're gonna go over all the stuff that we had with us and then talk and see over what stuff we're gonna bring with us for our next trip. But you'll see more of that later and hear more about that in a bit as well. But now we need to get our sleds off. Mine with the box in the back there, and then Hannah's. And then start all the fun stuff, boring stuff. I know it was a long time since we had a video uploaded, but I hope you enjoyed this little shorter one. And we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll be a little bit more of an adventure for the next one.
All right.
All right.
Bye.